Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's your girl Adina. Happy Solstice, happy holiday, happy wherever you are, whatever you are up to. We have another high level conversation for today. Yay, yay, yay. Hi to those who are joining us. I'm going to invite Monique. Oh, there she is. Let's see. Come on. Come on, everybody. Abracadabra. Abracadabra to IG to bring Monique into the fold. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Where you at? Yes. Thank you for those hearts. Thank you for those hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you back. I love you back. Now it says Mo has joined. Let's see. I'm accepting. And we're going live. Come on. Abracadabra. Give me your magic. Abracadabra. Come on, Mo. Abracadabra. Yes, Erica, thank you. Do this magic with me. Come on, Monique. Hey. Yes. Gonna try it again. Because that's what we do. I keep pushing it until it comes through. Yes. Come on, IG. Come on, IG. Okay. Shaking it, shaking it, shaking it. Today is December 20th. We're wrapping it up pretty quickly. 11 days left in this. There she is. Hello.
Greetings. Hello.
Greetings, my
How you
love. We
guys
were here
doing?
doing magic, bringing you in.
I was
And of
there.
course,
I was
our
I was
magic works. Of course,
I
it
was
works.
doing it with you. I was
Nice.
like, at some point I was like, okay, let me get my imagination in on
Mhm,
it. So because first I was just
mhm.
watching.
Yes. And when two or more are gathered,
There we
bam, here we go.
go.
There we
How
go.
are you?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you?
I'm a little sleepy to be truthful, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's we've had 2 days of rain here in
Hmm.
Los Angeles, and the
Hmm.
sky has been covered with clouds. And it's just that weather that says, let's go to sleep.
Yeah, well,
So,
it's the solstice time, so that is a time for
yeah,
resting. So folks,
yeah,
if you're feeling sleepy out there, and if you can get yourself a nap, take it. It's
yeah.
the time to go in. The bears are hibernating. It's time to
Yes,
just really, cocoon yourself and get the rest you need.
it really is. It really is. And
Mhm.
so I'm feeling that right now.
Good,
Um,
good. I was able to grab an extra nap yesterday and today, so I'm thankful for those.
yeah, absolutely. All right. What are we doing today?
We are talking about power. Bam! Because it is a powerful time of year and we are powerful people even when we're sleeping. Hello? We're doing magic. There are things that we don't even have to think about that go on while we're sleeping. So we're talking about our power from the feminine perspective.
All right.
Ashe?
Yes, yes. All
So
right.
before we get started, Monique, you always give us a beautiful
Mhm.
astrological update. And like I said, we're at the solstice. We're right at the eve of the solstice. And can you just tell the people who may or may not know what that means and what's happening astrologically to frame our conversation?
Okay. Well, it's so interesting. I see Heaven's World here. She's saying, I don't know what's happening. This is overwhelming. She's going through something. I don't
Oh,
know her
wow.
astrology, so I can't answer that for her because I don't know her
Okay.
astrology. But I do know the astrology. So today the moon is in Aries, but it's a Mercury day, but Mercury's in retrograde in Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about to enter back into Sagittarius. And Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is giving, like, it's forcing us out of our old ways of being around,
Sure.
and Mercury governs our mind and how we think. And so we're being, it's like we're being kicked out of our old patterns,
Mm-hmm.
because the North Node in Aries is the invitation for us to begin to really put ourselves first and take a new path. Aries is the pioneer. It's like go in a direction you've never gone in. And so many of us are really addicted, like I know for myself, right? Addicted to the reliance upon others to make us feel good, to make us feel safe, to make us feel affirmed, right? And that is like you just can't source yourself through another. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot, not in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And or not without understanding that the law of oneness, that there really is
Right.
not another, right? So
Right.
this
The other is
idea,
you. The other
it,
is you.
the other is you, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but if you have the mindset of separation, it's an opportunity to really heal those belief systems that we are separate. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're in the solstice energy, like, so that's happening. We're in the solstice energy, meaning the darkest time of the year, and the sun is about to start coming back into its power. But so when we go to the darkest time, we go to the darkest part of ourselves.
Yes.
We go to the darkest part of ourselves. Whatever's
So
happening
that
in the
speaks to
heavens.
what Heaven's world was saying. She's lost and she's feeling some kind of way. She's probably in the darkest time of herself and not knowing how to cope with that, not
Yeah.
having the tool.
Yes. And so this is why it's a great time to be resting more. This is why it's a great time to fast. This is why it's a wonderful time to be doing your spiritual practices, just to honor yourself and to honor what it is you're feeling, because it is we are moving through something as human beings. It's a really powerful time. Many people are really afraid right now. I understand. But the truth of the matter is that there's not really much to be afraid of. I'm sorry, look at me, I'm yawning. Sometimes. um, so yeah, it's we're in some heavy astrological energy, which is impacting us individually and unique ways, and it just requires that we begin to stand up in ways that we have not. You and I were talking earlier today when I was telling you I'm just like having my own kind of tantrum, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and I know that it's all like in my psyche. I know
Mm-hmm.
that it's a spiritual thing, that it's something that as and yawning is like a release. Like it's something that I'm working to release. I really am working to release.
Mm-hmm.
So that is that. What is heaven saying? This is what's happening. I have literally been kicked out of my Airbnb by accident in a foreign country. Oh, I'm feeling so
Yeah.
lost.
Everybody
And they are
send Heaven some love, like to wherever
yes.
she is in the foreign country and
Mhm.
whatever's going on. Just let
Yes.
her know that her spirit family is routing her to some help and to some light and
Yes.
to some support. And she's not alone. And we are just surrounding you in light and
Mhm.
love in your challenge. And know that your challenge comes to grow you, Heaven. Your
That's
challenge
right.
comes to grow you.
Yeah.
And so go ahead and just lean in. There's somebody
Mhm.
there to help you, honey. There's somebody there to help you.
Mhm.
Thank you all who held light for the sister in the foreign country. We know how scary that can be. But like Monique says, when she framed our conversation perfectly as we're talking about our power, once you understand your relationship to your power and your relationship to the other, then there really isn't anything to be afraid of. It's just step up into this journey that you have signed up for.
Yeah.
And you're like, I didn't sign up for this. Yes, you did.
Well, if
That's
it's
why you're here.
happening, if it's
Mm-hmm.
whatever is happening for you,
Yes.
right? So that's the
Yes.
thing that people attempt to resist what they're actually experiencing, believing that they don't want to experience it,
Mm-hmm.
and or that it's not for them. But if you can just relax into it and go,
Mm-hmm.
why would I need this experience? What is this? What's being asked of me here?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rather than
To
fight.
expand. And like Heaven's example, she feels so scared. And so lean into the fear
Yeah.
so that you can bust it open and shine light on it and find that helping hand where you are. There's someone there to help you. There's love there. So
Yeah.
let's bust it open and surround you and let you know that you're not alone, lovely. You're not alone.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
So that's the astrology.
Okay, well that's an amazing astrology. I really love this time of year. I love the solstices and the equinoxes. They are just power portals, and I love to prepare myself for a supercharge. You know, you and I've been talking about packing in our superpower and just you remember that cartoon back in the day where the Wonder Twins put their rings together and then they
Yes.
bust up to the sky?
Yes.
That's what I feel
Wonder Twin
like.
Powers,
Yes,
activate.
put your ring together,
Yeah.
activate, and then what's up? That's what I
Yes.
feel like. I feel
Yeah.
like that in the solstice. I feel like I'm concentrating myself and ready for the blast off. I am ready to blast off in the direction of my choice, my choosing. And it feels
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
What does it feel like for you?
I, I've been feeling, um, I've been having mixed feelings, right? So I have been feeling moments of pure clarity where I am so aware of my connection to source and how source works through me to recreate the reality that comes through me.
Mm-hmm.
I have moments of that, which are like pristine. And I feel like, huh, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is real. And I'm on my way to a new way of being. And then I have complete moments of terror where I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What am I doing? What did I sign up for? I've been doing this shit for what?
Yeah.
I mean, because I've been doing this stuff for years, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And it almost feels like I've been doing it all for this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a
Mm-hmm.
part of me that's like Chicken Little.
Mm-hmm.
For real though, not
I've been
just the
calling you
sky is
Chicken
falling down.
Little for 5 years. And now you feel it.
Now I'm like,
Monique used to come on
okay.
IG every day and tell us that the sky was falling, like the world is in the world. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's chicken littling today, and now you feel like it. That's
And
funny.
it is really interesting. And so, as you know, we're fasting. And
Mm-hmm.
fasting is something that is, I want to say, and I want to say this humbly because my body hears me talking and all the parts of me hear me talking. Fasting is kind of easy for me to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, but when I'm facing something inside of myself, it becomes the last thing I can do. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes like, girl, you better go get yourself some food.
Mm-hmm.
You better go
Mm-hmm.
eat. And I'm like, I'm not even hungry, but my energy is like, the moments of the resistance, it's like, nope, you need to eat. And so,
Yeah. So is it eating for comfort, or what's calling you to eat?
oh yeah, it's comfort. It's about comfort.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I,
Absolutely.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Eating is very sensual to me, with my Taurus rising. Eating is a
Yes.
thing. So I
Yeah.
have to really do a mind thing to get myself in the mindset of fasting. Like once I get my mind right, I'm good. But if I don't get my mind right, then I'm eating chips and shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I've not, we're fasting. So today I did a cacao ceremony for
Mhm.
opening my heart. Um, and my herbs and things that I normally do and tea, but and I'm not even hungry. But like I said,
Mhm.
it's just the internal whatever that's like, it's almost like it's like a fear of the unknown, which
Mhm.
is really interesting.
Mhm.
And so the unknown, the part that's afraid of the unknown is like, don't do that. We don't need to go over there.
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So how can you use your superpower to move through that fear of the unknown?
um well, I'm going to continue to do my practices. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep showing up. But I noticed that it's there, so I'm
Mhm.
going to do my spiritual bath today.
Mhm.
I'm going to, do my rituals and my practices as I always do. I'm going to care for myself. I'm going
I
to
share.
be
I share.
devoted to my well-being, and so, and it will shift,
Mhm.
I am, I'm sorry, one of my cats. I'm about to, okay. Anyway. So that's that. So we can move on before I start
So
yelling at these cats. Mm-hmm.
what I hear you saying is you're going to be present with yourself. You're going to be
Mm-hmm.
present with yourself and in ritual with yourself to really pull your power and pull yourself in instead of going, like sometimes when we
Yes.
get frantic,
Uh-huh.
that throws your power out, but you're going to go in.
Oh yeah, and I frantic. I'm an internal person. I've learned all my life how to be calm,
Mm-hmm.
even when I wasn't calm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So frantic looks different for everyone. Um, but frantic for me could look like not doing my fast, could look like going to the taco stand on the corner. That's what frantic would look like.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
It would look like me allowing my mind to get the best of me and making a choice that's going against what it is that I'm working to do. Because fasting
So,
during the solstice time is it's a deep
mm,
release, it's a deep release. So just giving myself the opportunity to create the space to release what needs to go.
I love how you said, I'm going to get my mind. So when you say that, because oftentimes people think they're led by their mind, but when
Mhm.
you said, I am going to get my mind, who do you identify I as? Is that when you said it,
Yeah.
like that's your spirit, that's your higher self, wrangling your mind to say, sis, this is what we're doing right now.
Yes, it is it is my higher, it is God inside of me. It is,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, that's good language. I feel like I wish I had another word to really, but to acknowledge it. But I will say that I'm God in my own life. I make the choices. I say yes to me being disobedient. I say yes to being obedient. There is nothing else going on here but me. You know what I
I
mean? And
feel
so, um, the ability to be with the feelings and not be run by them, but to direct them. The ability to be with my mind and not be run by it, but to direct it. All of that is the work of what they're calling ascension, or
you.
accessing the higher self.
Mhm.
And and it's intense work. It is.
Yes, and that is the goddess work. That is what
Yes,
we've been doing
it is.
the last 30 years.
Yes,
But more
yes,
specifically, the last year, named this
yeah,
way, called Goddess Technology, Goddess Gathering, is understanding that we are God in our life.
yes,
And that's a powerful statement to make
yes,
for people to really understand that. Even the big three religions will say that God is in you. And so if you recognize that God is in you, then that's what we're saying. You function from a God place in your life to direct yourself to the life that you want to create. That's your power.
yes,
It's not looking outside, it's looking inside.
yes. And it's there's a science to this thing.
Mhm.
Like what I learned in Christianity wasn't a science. The belief that I needed a savior, that somebody could actually save you. Like, girls, we do all this work and you realize that ain't nobody coming.
It's you. She already there. Your savior is already sitting
That's
there with you.
right.
Like, what we gonna do, girl? What we doing? What you finna do? Oh, I'm finna finish this
Right.
fast and get my goals
Right.
together.
Right. And it's so funny, as we were listening, as the one Heaven's World was typing about being where is in her experience right now. I was talking to you a few days ago that I had an experience where I'd gone to the grocery store. When I came out of the grocery store, my car wouldn't work. I couldn't unlock it. And I had to make a decision in that moment. I was like, okay, here I am, groceries, the car, I can't unlock it. What am I going to do? Am I going to panic? Am I going to go to war with myself? Am I going to move into frustration and anger and victimhood? And am I going to start to tell a whole lot of stories about this experience inside of myself, right?
Mhm.
And it's almost like it reminds me of and all of those are a million opportunities that open up in the possibility of my mind. Like, are you going to do all of these things? And then me stepping back and looking at all of those options and then saying, no, there's another option. Like, where is my power here? And that in that moment, like I continue to imagine myself driving, opening that car door and driving home. And that went on for an hour before I sat down, I meditated, and finally I heard myself say, go find security.
Mhm.
Go find the security. But I could have been too panicked, too, in a narrative, too helpless, too victim, whatever, to hear that voice that said, go find
Mhm.
security. And when I went to find security, the security was so kind. And he was like, I'm going to call AAA for you. He said, I'm going to call AAA for you. I've never used AAA and I've never done this for anybody. He said that. And I just said, okay, thank you.
Beautiful.
That was
That was
it.
the solution right there.
Right. And there it was. But it took me really going around and around inside of the possibilities of what I was going to open up to, you know, and and
And
then
that
when I heard the
shaped your
spirit,
experience. It shaped the kind of experience that you had
yes,
subsequently. Like if you had gone with another narrative, then you would have created that. The car would still be sitting there. You'd be trying to get it towed or this or that or
yes,
whatever.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Mm-hmm.
worked out, and he helped me, and then the AAA person came and helped me, and it was perfect. It was as if it didn't even happen,
And then you
because
drove
I
home
was.
with your groceries.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's this power, this higher power, is something that's real and it's available to us, but we have to choose it.
That
It's
part. It's not passive.
always there.
It's not passive.
No. And, and it's always there all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm. In the moments that you're having a scenario, you always have a choice. Like you're having a crisis or a trauma, you always have a choice. And right before you choose to fall in your familiar scenario of how you're dealing with it, it could
Mm-hmm.
be telling a victim story, or it could be panicking and that kind of thing. Or, like you said, you can choose to breathe, listen, go in, and then see what unfolds from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's
Mm-hmm. Yes.
understand, and it's just like a hair of a second of a choice, because when you go down that path, and whatever's, you get to decide how it's going to unfold
Yes.
based upon what you do. That's power. That's power.
Yes.
So I'm saying we need to pause before we do anything, like you did. You did a pause and
Yes.
then went in a direction.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Pause for your power.
That's right. And it really is about a pause. And sometimes the pause, like it took me an hour. Like I had to really ask, what is going on here, spirit? So the thing that I will say, like in any circumstance, us doing the goddess work, the core of the goddess work is knowing that whatever is happening in your life, it is happening for you. You
Ashe.
are creating it in some way. That's the key.
Ashe. That is the key. And that's a
Um,
paradigm shift. We do recognize that some may have a hard time really understanding how it's for you, but that is the work. That
yes.
is the thing to meditate on. That is the thing to look at it. What am I getting from this? How am I stronger because of this? How am I in a different place, more knowledgeable, more powerful because of this?
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
again, like you say, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to be afraid of, because it's all for you when you look at it the right way.
Yes. Yes. And so to me, I feel like that is the most significant aspect of us understanding as women that we are powerful, is recognizing and I feel like I get this belief from understanding the cosmology.
Mm-hmm.
The feminine, which is the dark void that we don't see, but we experience it because we have wombs and we give birth and we have children, right? So we are creative in nature. That is the rule. That is the law of it. We
Mm-hmm.
are the creators. It couldn't be, if it was another way, we would have another way, but there is no other way. So even though we might not believe that we are the creator of it, if we start challenging ourselves and getting curious about it, and come take our class and come be a part of our community so that you can understand how you're creating it, it starts to reveal itself to you. I mean, I feel like I'm just really realizing that the universe unfolds for me depending on how willing I am to experience myself as the creator of it.
Yes, I think that's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Then life becomes fun.
Yes, it does. It becomes fun. So what
Mm-hmm.
are you doing for your power? What are you doing to support yourself?
Well, what I've been doing, like you said, we're doing this fast. I've been really internalizing my goals and really planting them in my subconscious. I've been really, and I'm a devotee spirit, which is the spirit of this time of the sun. Monique's community is called Follow the Sun. So we follow the phases of the sun, and we really get our consciousness in alignment with the universe. And I just felt it in a different way this year. Like each year you go deeper, you go higher, it gets better. It's like another accessory added on. You know what I mean? Like you put some earrings and some eyelashes on. I mean, it's just like adding to my spiritual deepening, if that makes sense. Adding to the
Yeah.
soup, adding the seasoning. So I'm feeling that more, and I'm feeling it like in my meditations. I can feel myself get heavy. You know how when you feel heavy,
Mm-hmm.
but then you feel your consciousness get light. So I know that I'm in trance.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a consciousness of knowing that. Whereas before, maybe I would just fall asleep. But now I can feel that movement in there. I feel the heaviness, and then I feel the lightness. And that feels powerful, because then I'm like, oh, wow, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I get excited like a little kid, like, okay, this is really getting ready to happen. You told me something a couple days ago about writing down the synchronicities, like write them down so you don't take it for granted. That's so
Yeah.
powerful, because they happen all the time. To something that you thought and then just happened, something that you thought then just happened. We're constantly creating, but if you're not paying attention to it, you miss it.
That's
And
right.
spirit is so subtle.
Yes,
Spirit
right.
is not like going to be like, yo. Spirit is like, okay, you want to
Right.
miss it, fine. But as I'm starting to deepen into it and season it and see, it's showing me more. I can make it
Mm-hmm.
bigger. I can make it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is, I'm really excited about it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really excited about the place that I am in my development, and knowing that, okay, here and then here and then here. I mean, it's the life journey. It's
Mm-hmm.
the life journey. So I feel very internal. I've been very nurturing of myself. I've been working on my magnetism in a very powerful way, and my visualization. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that I'm a powerful creator.
Mm-hmm.
So with that knowledge, I'm just powerful as fuck. You know what I mean? Like I'm not bullshitting. I'm out here putting all my stuff in my spiritual bag, and I am
Mm-hmm.
ready to go. Let's go. Like we are going to Bali in 2024. That's nothing
Yes.
but a manifestation.
Yes.
Been
Yes. Yes.
manifesting that. Okay? So we are doing things, that things are coming in place as we say we desire. Just like you in the parking lot. The needs, you need this, oh, here it is. You want this, oh, here it is. Yeah, yes, God, is yes, thank you. And
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like that.
Yeah. And it really is. It's such a profound experience to watch the universe reflect back to you the truth of who you are when you know it.
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, for me, because the work is challenging, and I don't want, like, I've been doing the work for years, as you have. I don't want to act like it's easy. It is not easy. It is not easy. And but it is the worthiest thing to do. Like, it's the most
I feel like
reward.
it's the only thing to do. Like all the
Yeah.
other work is just a waste. It's just busy work. This is the real work.
Yeah,
This
but
work makes the other work easier.
right. I totally agree with that. But there was a time when I didn't know it,
Mm-hmm.
because you know, it, it's more people are starting to do the work now. There were years I did the work with nobody,
Mm-hmm.
with no friends,
Yeah.
with everybody just thinking, what you doing? What, you fasting? That's weird. Why are you doing
Thinking you're
that? What's the,
weird.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Just
Right?
thinking you're
Like, it's
weird.
so it has been a journey to get to a place in my own self where I have actual friends
Mm-hmm.
who believe and live and reflect back to me the way I believe and live. I remember there was a time when like, anytime I would do so, everybody's like, that's weird. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, but that's where I was,
Mm-hmm.
but I was still very devoted to it. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It's like the things that I've had to release in order to get my power
Mm-hmm.
were things that I thought I never could, that I couldn't live without.
Yeah. And look at us now, living without it.
Yes. And it's a really interesting thing. And I just want people to know that it gets better, right? And it's worth it,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a I don't know. It's one, I don't like to misrepresent the process
Mm-hmm.
because
Oh, it's
the
a
process is
process. It's a
Yes,
process.
and it's a rigorous process. It's because you have to learn to harness your own power. You
Hmm.
have to be able to hold it in your body.
But the thing is, Monique, if you're
Hmm.
not harnessing your power, you're being farmed for someone else to use your power. So remember, like in the Matrix, when the people were in the pods and then they were
Yes.
just pulling off of them. So and then there's some people that just rather be in the pod, take whatever color pill and have
People are
whatever kind of
unconscious of
fantasy.
it all. People are
Hmm.
unconscious. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know they're in a pod. They don't
Yes.
know they're in a pod.
Yes.
They don't.
And so
Um,
to choose to come out of the pod and to harness your power, just like Neo had to,
yes.
it is something to do with that. But the value of
Yes.
that is really being God, goddess in your own life.
Yes.
It's not being uh, fuel for someone
That's
else's life or someone
right.
else's story, someone else's
But
journey. That's what we're talking about. That's this work.
it is, and I will. So it's just an interesting conversation. But it's a like. So one of the things for me, like as I feel my own life, I've had to step up in ways that I didn't know I was going to have to step up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I've had to take full responsibility for my healing and my health. You know what I mean? I've had to take full responsibility for my choices, the good ones and the ones that hurt like fuck, right?
Mhm.
Because you can't blame anybody anymore. So
Mhm.
when like when you're going through hard things, you can't call anybody else's name.
Mhm.
That takes work to be
It
able
does.
to do that. And when you're in the pod, there's something that there's a seed of you feeling uncomfortable, but you don't know why. Like
Mhm.
Neo, like what Morpheus said to Neo, like you've been looking for this all your life, but you don't know exactly what you're looking for. You've been trying
Mhm.
it, right? So
Mhm.
so it is a bit of a it's a bit of a it's a quandary. It's a puzzle. It's a
I'll
you know what I'm
say it's
saying?
comfortable in the pod to a certain degree.
Yes.
Like you have your needs taken care of to a certain degree, even though you are food for the machine.
Yes.
But to take that thing out the back of your neck and to say, I'm going to power myself, I'm going to have this experience
Mhm.
and live fully and access my power for me is revolutionary.
Yes.
Neil started a revolution. But it's your revolution inside yourself, inside your life,
Yes.
deciding what you're going to do today. And like you said, health is everything. Our
Hmm.
ancestors never depended on hospitals and things like that. Grandmama and the medicine woman, the medicine men, we healed each other. We healed our
Yes.
bodies. We had
Yes.
the knowledge of that.
Yes.
And so hospitals, they can help a little bit, but really, again, it's an industry to kind of keep you stuck in that whole
Yes.
thing and taking the medicine and doing
Yes.
this and doing that. So all of it is a decision. You have a decision to make.
You
How do you
really
want to do
do.
it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And a decision means that you're going to cut something away.
Mm-hmm.
It means that something's going to be cut away so that you can really be true to yourself. And
Yeah.
it's a powerful journey. I mean, we're talking about power. Um, I think what's fun about it, because it's challenging, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also fun. And what's fun about it is having the experience where you just watch things work out,
Yeah.
when you can just watch,
Yeah.
when you just, like remember a few weeks ago, you were like, I got to get rid of my car. This is going to, and then you set an intention, you got clear about what you wanted,
And worked
you did your
it
rituals
out.
and practice, and it worked out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Got what I want.
so it's really recognizing that the universe is in partnership with us.
Yes. Well, let me ask you
Mhm.
this, since this is the Liberated Pussy podcast. What is pussy power to you?
What is pussy power to me? That's so interesting. Let me see if I can get an honest answer. So pussy power to me is the feminine's ability to magnetize her reality to her,
I say.
because pussy is attractive.
Mm-hmm.
It is a dark hole, and the darkness calls to it. It says it calls
It says,
to it. I'm empty in here.
come to
Come
me,
fill me up,
come
right?
to me, come
Come
to
to
me.
me, right? So it's a magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like pussy
Mm-hmm.
power is. And that's not just about, it is about our sexuality and our ability to magnetize lovers, but it's also your ability to magnetize a reality, because the womb is like, in astrology, we have the Milky Way, and the Milky Way is the womb of the universe. And everything comes from that.
Yeah.
From the cosmos. Everything comes from the Milky Way. But we all have our own individual Milky Way.
Yes, we do.
We do. We do. But it's your awareness of whatever you draw into you is for you. Whatever experience that comes to you, it is for you. I remember when I was young, and I remember I used to have this one girl, a friend of mine, and we would talk. And I used to say to her, I used to tell this joke, I was, girl, when I'm standing around talking to a man, I don't know if he's talking to me because he really is interested in what's being said, or because he's just really, talking to the pussy. You know what I mean? Trying to get it, like trying to see if I'm gonna let him, but that's the power of our magnetism. And I used to be offended by that. I used to be offended by the feeling that, for the most part, men, whether it's being spoken or not, in their minds, because I've told you how sensitive I am and how I can feel everything. I can hear what people are not saying. Right? So it's like, really, this man might be talking to me about something random, but in his brain, I can hear him thinking, can I get some of that pussy? But
that's the power.
Are you gonna give me some of that pussy? Behind the stuff that's not being said. That's what, and like I said, it felt offensive to me. But now that I understand the pull of it, because when you're in your body, you might not actually feel what other people feel, because you have this rhythm going on in you all the time. It becomes something that is just regular to you. Yeah. But those around you can feel that magnet pulling. Yes. And, so I understand that it is a magnet. I do. I understand it's a magnet. How about you? What's your answer to that?
Well, my answer to that is, and I want to say to what you just said about the magnet, and then I'll come back to my answer. I think it's interesting because we've been given such an opposite or inverse view of how we should feel about our sexuality. Like, we like it, but then we got to act like we don't. Like, we want it, but we got to act like no. You know what I mean? To be a quote unquote good girl. So it's bullshit that we got to do this push and pull thing. So even at our magnetism, like, either you have it on or you have it off. You can't like have it on sort of, then have it off sort of. Like, if you turn it off, you turn it off for everyone. And so that's part of your power. And if you understand that, like you just said, pussy is magnetizing, you want to be able to use that, but not let it use you. You use it. And in a holistic and powerful way. So for me, what I want to say, pussy power is creative. Pussy power is a place where I create in my mind, I create in my womb. It's my creative home for everything that I create. And I love that, even when you think of sex magic and things like that, I can utilize that energy to create in this dimension. And I love that. I fucking love that. So pussy power is when you understand the power of your pussy and you put it to use for you. Again, you just can't nobody touch you. It's the Wonder Twins again, linking up.
Yes. Yeah, it's really interesting because pussy power is something that is unique to women, of course, right? But one of the things that I'm so aware of, it's so interesting to me, is how when they had the feminist movement, it was this idea to make us equal to men. We're equal to men. We're equal to men. No, we are not equal to men. And I always say, to be equal to make yourself equal to anyone outside of you is to diminish your power. Yes. And men don't have the kind of power we have. We don't have the kind of power they have. It is not equal. It is two opposites of. Right. It is complementary. It is an affinity, right? And so it's very important that we understand, because I was like, wow. So you see my cat making an appearance. Look, King Tut is coming. Yes. Now we have, it's like, wow, we have women walking around attempting to make themselves equal to men, which cuts off so much of your power. But we do it because here's the reason. The reason I felt like the feminist movement was really interesting was because this narration around being equal, because men are subject to women biologically, like they literally are subject in this
And that's a
animalistic way.
whole nother conversation. That's a
Right.
whole nother
But
bag. And they're like, what?
that is power though, right?
That
To
is power.
understand that is
Yeah.
power, that men are subject to us.
Mm-hmm.
And they are subject to us because they have a biological function that's very different than our sexuality that makes them subject to
Mm-hmm.
us because they
Mm-hmm.
come out of our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So you're never going to be more powerful than the person, the energetic that you come
That
from, because that energetic
created
gave
you.
birth to
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they are literally subject to us. So I found the feminist movement interesting because I'm like, how do we make the people that we created equal to us,
Yeah.
or
I
us
never
equal to them?
related to the feminist movement. Like it never really spoke to me. I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to do,
Right.
but it wasn't my jam. Somebody saying Goddess Deja is saying pussy power is responsibility. I agree. I agree with that. There's
Yes.
responsibility to the wombed ones of understanding your power and how to utilize it, which is what we're talking about. Don't let it sit on a shelf and just go skunk on you, thinking that you don't have something to do. Like you just sitting around waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. No, you are sitting on a portal, literally.
Yes. That's
And you
right.
need to know how to use it
That's
responsibly,
right. And
creatively.
we have to be in dominion of our own power, right? It
I
is,
said,
we own our own pussies, right? And
I
so
said,
nobody can tell us
no.
how to use it. What
Mhm.
you know what's best for you.
Yes.
And you use it in a way that's best for you. But we have religious books that are telling
Hmm.
us this is how it's supposed to be,
Yes.
and this is how. I mean, I feel like one of the things I've really come to believe that religion, Christianity, Islam, those religions were made for men.
Well,
Those
and
religions were
to
not.
shut down, I think to shut down feminine power too, because all these stories are about, you know, if you do this, you're wrong. If you do that, it's wrong. You know, like it's
Right,
really and so women don't even know how to listen to their own pussies these days. They don't know what their pussy's saying because they're not listening. They told her to be quiet when she was 7, and they ain't listened to her since.
right,
You know?
right. I really, I mean, I think I'm coming to believe that women should not practice these contemporary religions, but that's, everybody has their choice. But
Mm-hmm.
because of the way I believe that men benefit from religion because religion it disciplines them, right?
And it also has the male as the religious head, so they can see divinity in themselves because
Yeah,
the preacher is that, and then God is a
yeah,
he, and da 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 da.
yeah,
In terms of how it's presented to us today,
yeah.
women have a harder time coming home to goddess in themselves because they don't necessarily see their divinity. Do you get what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that's
In
right.
contemporary religion.
Yes, absolutely. So it is responsibility. And the responsibility means that you are the one that is responsible for it, not a religious doctrine, not some God in the heavens, not Mohammed, not like
Not your
you.
husband, you, not your
You.
boyfriend,
That's
you.
right. You are responsible for it. And you get to be with it and allow yourself to be in that experience of your own pussy in the way that it feels right for you. So many of us have taken on so many doctrines that are not for us,
Mm-hmm.
that were passed down to us. And those doctrines drain us of our power.
Ashe.
I'm
Ashe.
not able to see the comments for whatever reason.
Okay, I can see them. And we don't have very many now.
Okay.
Goddess Deja said something about our sons, because of course we give birth to sons. Deja, myself, and Monique, we've all given birth to sons. So yeah, and we love them. We're not dissing in any way. We're just talking about the goddesses coming into her own dominion and understanding her power, and that'll be better for everyone, really,
Yes,
as we deepen into this
that's
practice.
right. And it's, giving of course we give birth to everybody. We
Mm-hmm.
don't just give birth to
We
sons, we
give
give
birth
birth
to
to daughters too.
ourselves and our sons.
Right. We
Yeah.
give birth to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We are the portal by which life comes into existence.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the thing. The feminine is the nurturer of all things, is the
Mm-hmm.
creator of all things. So we're not going to submit our power to things that come out of our own vaginas.
Hello. Sit down. Well, like we were talking about Nina Simone. Nina Simone said, "Girl, sit down."
Girl, it is. I mean, it's a very, and that's the thing. It's like we have been, and I'm not, everybody's unique, right? So some people might have a lot of power and be very humble with that power, meaning being just quiet and modest about it. But that don't make you less powerful. It just means that you are with it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You might
Yeah.
decide to create a reality where you have men in your life who are really taking care of things and making sure you're okay. But you created that. You
Yes.
created that. You don't,
Yes.
they're not doing you a favor. They are your
They're
creations.
your
They come through
creation.
you.
Yes. Yes. And we're going to guide with love and grace and honor. So it's understanding, because if we don't, we're creating something
That's
else.
right.
And we're coming from a balanced way of creation. So men, don't worry. We love you. We need you. This is not a negation of you, because they get in a weird space sometimes when we come into our power. So understand, you are deeply loved. You are our sons, our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our lovers. Hey, we need you. We need you.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
need the feminine in her power, for sure. Mm-hmm.
But what we really need is ourselves. We really
Ashe.
need ourselves. Like
Ashe.
I'm a single woman and I love being my singleness, and it has, and I'm single because I needed to be. Let me say it that way. I'm single because I needed to be, because I was over reliant on external things and people.
Understood.
I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't giving myself the time, attention, and space I needed to discover who I was, because I
Mm-hmm.
was so concerned about what everyone else had or what they were doing or what they would think or what all of that sort of stuff. And when I gave myself the time, the solitude, that is when I really started discovering my power. And the power is magic,
And
and
it's
you
magic.
cannot source it through another.
No.
And I watch it a lot. I watch women fight for others to dominate them. I watch them
Mm-hmm.
fight for it.
That's deep.
And yes, and we do it unconsciously. And I've done it. I have done it. So I'm not even, as a reader and as a coach, I see it, but I've done it because I'm only seeing my own wounds that are needing to be healed. And there's no one more powerful in your life than you. That
Ashe.
is it. That is
Ashe.
it. And that is a big thing, to be like, oh, I am the most powerful person in my life. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And let me shake my rattle on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always you, baby.
That's right. That's
It is
right.
always you. And so that is the power. That is the conversation for today. Wanted to let the folks know that next week, for our last Liberated Pussy podcast of 2023, we have a special guest who will be live and in living color on this live with us next Wednesday, the 27th of December. Do you want to tell them who it is, Monique?
Girl, you tell them.
Okay. We have the incredible Rakim Sekou, also known as Carl Stevens Jr., who is from the Progressive Love Academy or the Psalms Mystery School. He will be here having a very powerful conversation with us about the feminine, the masculine, our power. So please join us. It's going to be amazing. 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Central Time, not Central Time, PST, 1 o'clock Central Time. I think I said those times right. At any rate, we'll put a post up. We'll put a post up. But Rakim Sekou will be on this live with us. It's going to be an amazing conversation.
I'm
So
very excited about it. He is one
me
of the most
too.
evolved men I know. Like he is
Yeah,
an evolved human being.
yeah,
He's an evolved human.
he
And that
is
he really is.
a
He's an
beautiful
evolved human.
metaphysician, a
Yeah.
teacher to both Monique and I,
Yes.
and a friend.
Yeah, and a friend, that's right.
Mhm.
So
And a
this
friend.
is I'm really excited because it's rare to be able to have very expansive conversations with men about relating in
Mhm.
ways that are outside of the constructs of what we've been taught to believe. And And so that's why I really appreciate, I'm excited to have him here. So,
Yes. Yes. Oh, and before we go, other ways you can connect with us. Monique and I run Goddess Gathering every Thursday, which is a group of women all over the world who are doing this goddess work to really elevate ourselves and our spirits and our consciousness. We do the rituals, we have the conversations, we do the work
yes.
to give birth to ourselves, midwife ourselves into our up level. That's every Thursday. That goes on. So tomorrow we'll be meeting on the solstice. We meet virtually. So no matter where you are in the world, you can do this work with us every Thursday. In addition to that, we have an amazing retreat that's being planned for July of 2024 in Bali. So we're going to take a group of women to Bali and actually cocoon ourselves and come back changed, y'all. We coming back butterflies, okay?
Yeah.
Goddesses in the knowing. We will shift consciousness. We will shift the world. You'll feel the world change from us being in
Yeah.
Bali in
Yes.
July. So if you're
Absolutely.
interested in either of those, check out the links in our bios for both the Goddess Technology Retreat and the Goddess Gathering, and of course all of the offerings Monique has at Follow the Sun.
Thank you.
Please
Thank
connect.
you. Thank you so much. It was good being with you, Adina.
Yes, Styling.
All
Have a
right.
wonderful day, everybody.
You
Love
all.
you.
Bye
Goddess
bye.
Deja, hit us up in the DMs. Thank you.